here the CIF to be 15,000. Now, I'm not covering all the right.
No.
Should I use the black?
Continue.
The duty of this is said to be 20%. So 15,135,650. We're going to round this up 655. He said to pay 20%. So now, in the layman term or in the freight forwarding world, we call this surface duty. So 20% of this, like 20%.
Calculator.
I'm going to use my phone to calculate. So 50,000.
3,027,000.
So we have 3,027,181. So now this goes to the customs. So next is to calculate the CIS. The CIS is, like I said, it is charged on 1% on the freight on board. Now, if you're giving this far, hold on, I need to go back to the end. The total assessed freight on board is 29. Now this is in dollars, $29,400. What you're supposed to do is to multiply this by the current exchange rate, which is up on the part. The current exchange rate is 422.3. So the CISS is 1% of the freight on board, which is in dollars. You multiply it by the current exchange rate to get the naira value. 400 times 4.22.
That's 12,415,620.
12,415,620.
620.
Multiply by 42.3. So now 1% of this.
That should be divided by holiday. That's 125,000.
$124,000. 1.5. We're rounding everything up. So this should be the this one now is going to the service provider, like I've said. So we go to the ETL, which is going to ECOWAS. Now, this is charged on the cost, insurance, and freight, which is 15,135,655. The ECOWAS charged 0.5% of the cost, insurance, and freight. Which is 75,678. Then we then have the surcharge, which goes to NPA. The NPA charges 7% of the surface duty. NPA surcharges 7% of the surface duty. So we have 3,027,131. 7%. 3,027,131, which is 211,8999. Then now, if your consignment, if the goods you're importing is levied, has levy, you have to pay the levy and whatever percentage you're paying. I think after working this far, we'd go to vehicles, so we'd understand the different ways, the different methods in working this out. So now this is what you're supposed to get. Now the VAT, which is for FIRS, how to work the VAT. Because some people actually mistake working VAT. They'll be like, okay, it's that you take the constant rate or the duty. Now, this is how to work the VAT. You're taking this for the cost insurance and rate, the surface duty, the VAT, the every agency is paying 7.5% of it. So what we'll do is now you're adding 15 million 135,655 plus 3 million 713 plus 124,156 plus 75,678 plus 211,899. So we have 18 million. We have 18,574,519. So now in Nigeria, we pay 7.5%, which I heard might be increased.
Yes.
To raise up. So if you are to pay 10% of this, if you are to pay 10%, then we would know, okay, you're changing this to 10%, but for now, you're paying 7.5%. So 18,574,519, 7.5% of it. So we have 1,393,088 naira. So now you add this to give you total of what you're to pay in the bank. So if you're to add this now, there's someone do an addition for me. It's
do addition. Yes.
so total of 4,831,952. This is what you're supposed to, the total duty of what you're supposed to pay. So, like I said earlier, depending on the goods you're bringing into the country, you're supposed to know the tariff rate, the HS code, which has the tariff rate of what the custom is asking you to pay. You're supposed to know if it is actually levied or not, or if it is actually vatable or not. With that, you can calculate your cost, insurance and rate. Then you can work out this. This will give you leverage to know what you're importing, how to calculate the custom duty that you're supposed to pay, the duty you're supposed to pay, and this gives you an edge to calculate even your profit or your cost of goods before the goods gets into Nigeria. So with that being said, I hope you're understanding this.
Yes, we understand.
Okay, great. So I think in other life we delve into details all of this. Then going further, I would want to give another example of cars. Now, according to the custom system, cars are supposed to pay 20% duty and 50% levy, which is going to NAC, the National Automobile Commission. Okay. Let me see if I can get from my phone if I can get evaluation. Now, for your cars to come into the country, which is from 2014 downwards, upwards, um, from 2014 upwards, there's what we call standard valuation and non-standard valuation. This standard valuation, if your chassis number is in the system, it automatically brings out what you're to pay. What you're to pay. But if it is not, you would go through the manual valuation, submitting, and the custom gives you the value of what you're to pay. For instance, if you're importing a car worth $40,000 into the country, the custom is expecting you to pay for the cars 20% of this $40,000. So if you deal in automobile and you want to bring in a car into the country, what is the rate of the car? Although there's some benchmark to learn all of this that the custom has placed. So if you want to bring a car worth 40,000 naira, the custom is expecting you to pay 20% levy, and now it's also expecting you to pay 15%. 20% duty, and now is also expecting you to pay 50% levy on that particular car. So we'll dive into, I'll see if I can share the screen of evaluation program. Yes, please follow me.
Okay. You can tell. Yes.
To share.
Is it? Is it?
Don't worry, if I can't share, I'll just give an example. I was checking through my code to see if I can see like an example more